Hey, AfterBuzzers, you are tuning in for the most epic episode of Scorpion called Something Borrowed, Something Blue. It finally happened. Everything we've been waiting for 3 years. It happened. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Here we are. Man, it has been a long time coming.
Yes.
But we are here at AfterBuzz Studios to discuss the most epic episode of Scorpion to date. You guys, I can't. I don't even know my name right now. I'm so excited about this. Everybody, welcome to AfterBuzz TV. I am one of your hosts for tonight's episode, and I am so stoked. I am Monse Bolanos. If it's your first time listening, it's gonna get crazy up in here. We got champagne, we are drinking, we are celebrating. If you are returning, thank you so much. You should be drinking champagne, also celebrating, because we have been waiting this forever. Tell me how you feel about this week's episode that happened 2 days ago, this past Monday. I am Monse Bolanos. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos. You can also find her.
Yes.
She's been waiting for this too.
So good. You guys can find me at Susannah_Kim, SUSANNAH_KIM. By the way, this song is White Wedding, a recommendation to us from, I think, Black Dolphin 5, always giving us great music suggestions. I love it. And also have some other shout outs. We had a lot of, I love that people that watch this show, our AfterBuzz podcast, know how excited we would be about this, and they're sharing that with us. So I love that. Thank you guys so much. I want to give some shout outs. We have Camille B, who's going to be watching us tomorrow. Unfortunately, she had to go to bed, so
but thank you
here in the live chat right now, but she's going to catch us tomorrow. We love you, Camille. We've got Shelly143, who's a new listener, I think.
Yes.
So hopefully she's joining us now. I'm going to hop in the live chat in just a sec. Sanit Says sent us a hilarious, did you see the Kermit the Frog? Like, I was like, that is so spot on. And then Arthur Girl always sharing thoughts with us. I love you guys for just sharing that excitement, you know, because it's like we freak out, but it's so much better to have other people that are freaking out with us.
Exactly. We appreciate it so much to get those tweets. And even though, like, this week I stayed off Facebook because I didn't know what happened in the episode on Monday, because I knew I wasn't watching it until maybe a day later. Right. So I stayed off of Facebook. So even if I don't respond to you right away, there's a reason why I'm not on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. It's because I don't want to know what happened until I actually see the episode. But man, you guys.
So good.
What?
So good.
An episode. Like,
I think, okay. Favorite episode so far? What do you think? Yeah.
Yes, easily. Fine. Easily, you could say top 3. Easily.
Top 3 for sure. And like, I can name my top 3. This one, Whiteout, which I loved. I loved Whiteout. And then the one that they referenced was last week. Season 3, episode 3, I want to say, the one where Walter has his hallucinations.
Yes, that's always a great one.
That's my other top one. I think those are my top 3.
Those might be your definitely that one in where Walter's up in the space capsule. I would definitely agree. I don't know about Whiteout. I
loved Whiteout. And I know that's because I'm a Quintus person. I just love Toby.
And she was so right. I don't know if that would be one of my top 3, but it's not that I didn't like the episode. I actually really enjoyed it, but I don't know if that would be one of my top 3. But this episode.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're here listening because you want to talk about the mission, you got to turn this off. I don't even know if we're going to get to the mission. Yeah. To be honest with you.
The mission was fine, though. I liked the mission.
Mm-hmm. There was nothing wrong with the mission. It's just that so much other good things happened. I tweeted that we would have champagne. I'm not kidding now. Cheers.
Cheers.
Susannah, cheers.
Cheers. This is to good writing.
To great writing.
Amazing writing. To wage.
To great actor execution.
Yes.
By everybody. Like, just down.
To wage, not wedge. We had a little wedge.
We had a little wedge. And it cheers. I hope you are all cheersing. Because this was epic.
And to Quintus's wedding, too.
Listen, guys. What an episode. I cried.
Yeah.
I tweeted. I was like, I bawled my eyes out.
More than once.
We just saw it, and I cried again.
Yeah. We have 39 people watching.
All 39 of you. Thank you.
So you guys know how great this episode was, obviously.
I can't. And actually, in case I forget, because I get too excited, I have great news. Next week, sitting right here next to us, We will have Ari Stidham, who is Sylvester.
You guys know.
You know. And we're going to have Kevin Wiseman, who is Ray. Both of them together next week, right here with us.
Yes.
To talk about Scorpion, the rest of it, because you know we have a 2-part series finale happening, which is kind of tied in with this episode a little bit at the very end.
I love that they did that.
Love it, love it. They're gonna be here. So make sure you're here next week. Make sure you tune in, because we're gonna have both of those guys in the studio, and we're so stoked about it.
And take a second to tweet us some questions. Let me know what you want me to ask Ari or Monse to ask Ari. You know, those weird what do you think of so-and-so on set? Or, you know.
Please, let us know what questions you have. That would be great, because we can never have enough questions for those guys. I'm sure they love it. But they're going to be here. In case I forgot to mention it, they're going to be here.
So exciting.
But let's get into this episode.
Yeah.
I cried. I can't. Everything I have been wanting for the last 3 seasons. I've been covering the show for 3 seasons. You've been covering it for 2 seasons. 3 seasons, 2 seasons. Like, guys, all of you, we have invested so much of our time, so much of our emotion, so much, it's crazy, because watching a TV show is a commitment. It is a full-blown commitment. You know what I mean? We all have lives. We all have things to do. We have jobs. We have family. We have friends. And those shows that we commit to, there's a reason we're committing to them. We want to feel a certain way. We want an emotion. And these guys have delivered. Like, the wait was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was so well done.
The way they executed it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this whole episode was so well done. We started the garage, like we always do. Immediately with the wedding, Toby trying to lose weight. This is such a girl thing. Such a girl thing. Like, the day of the wedding, to be, like, working out in, like, a sweatsuit.
And trying to be Ryan Gosling.
Hold on. Put a pin in that. Let's talk about Ryan Gosling. Hold on.
Why?
Do you like Ryan Gosling?
He was always just like, whatever. I really like to drive. Drive is really good.
I've actually never seen it, but I hear great things. That's how I feel about Ryan Gosling. Sometimes I see him and I'm like, okay, I see you.
Yeah.
And other times I see you and I'm like, I don't want to see you.
Yeah. I don't think he's like your generically like good look. Yeah.
I feel like
maybe they're just doing it for the joke. Because they call him, Ryan Duckling or Ryan?
They do say Ryan Duckling. But we got Toby trying to look as good as Ryan Gosling in a suit, in a tux. He's working out.
Which, by the way, actually, I think Eddie K. Thomas looks... If I had to choose between Eddie K. Thomas and Ryan Gosling, I would absolutely choose Eddie K. Thomas. Because I love him. I think he's so funny. And that's just more my...
Your style.
I go for funny over, like, amazing abs or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, what his character wears in... Pie.
Which is totally true.
Which is cute.
Yes, very cute. Very cute. But immediately, we get a lot of information, which I appreciate, because we talk about, like, how long has time passed? Something that they don't tell us a lot. I'm glad that they said Paige has been gone for weeks.
A few weeks, yeah.
A month. He even says a month. So it's been several weeks. So we know she's been gone that long. But they already have a replacement.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray.
Yeah.
Right.
So happy we got him back. And in full force. He's not like, just some imagination.
Yes.
He is there. He is in the garage. He is contributing and taking appointments.
And I know.
Kinda.
Using
the deli number.
Yeah. The deli number.
Gosh. And I like how Paige's number was like, what, 96 or something? He was like, number 7?
Okay, because I hit at she was exaggerating. She was like 40-something. But the same thing.
Ridiculousness.
Yes. But yes, so good. And he brings out the meat kebabs. And he's like, it's like sushi.
I'm all about.
Not at all.
And I like how he's calling everyone all kinds of names, but Paige has always, because he's done that from the beginning. He used to do that, and I like that he's back and doing the same stuff.
Called her Phyllis?
Phyllis was my favorite, because that's not even close.
No.
It's
Phyllis,
the same letter.
Right, same letter, but it doesn't even have the for Paige.
Peyton?
I think he called her...
My favorite one was Prudy.
Prudy?
Oh, I loved it.
Prudy?
And Pam.
So good.
I think Pam, we've heard him call her Pam before.
So glad to have him back, and not just officiating the wedding.
Oh, no,
I actually wasn't expecting, or we didn't, I don't think any of us talked about him being the replacement for Paige in Scorpion, to be this.
Oh, right, to come in and take her job. I don't think of anyone coming in to take her job.
No.
I sort of thought, oh, you don't need her anymore, so you don't need anyone anymore, you know?
Right. Like if you don't need her, why do you...
Be more obvious.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Right.
But yeah, I loved it. He was kind of policing. I liked when Paige was trying to like have input, and she's like, it's about the wedding, not the mission. He's like, I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. So he
So
knows, Kevin Wiseman knows how to deliver the lines
his
so
timing.
well. Like his timing is so perfect.
Absolutely.
And his car from everybody else's. Like, it's crazy.
Very dry, it seems like he's so oblivious. Like, people talk at him, and then he just says something else that's over there.
Yeah.
That's like,
he doesn't care. He does not care.
Funny.
But we're told that, you know, Paige hasn't been back in a while, and she's there for the first time in several weeks. Hasn't even picked up all of her stuff out of the garage, which says a lot. You know, like, she clearly didn't want to leave.
And even Ralph had stuff left behind.
Right. Let's talk about Ralph. Let's talk about Ralph and his... We need to get Ralph here.
This was everything.
I want to talk to Ralph. I want him to sit right here and talk to us about this.
I know, it's so good. It's so good because, like, what other shows do we see where the child is such a main, like, anchoring and heavy decision maker
and
or
not
big
a
factor?
child.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, the way he put Walter in his place when he was like, "You're forgetting one thing. I'm smarter than you." Damn, I was like, "Son, I love you."
Right? Like,
you're so good.
We don't get that. Like, he's a child, but he's not a child.
Not at all. He read him like
that whole conversation. Like, Ralph. Completely different to Walter in a way we've never seen. Completely standoffish, completely like, listen, you made my mom upset. You hurt her.
And belittled Walter.
Yes.
Belittled, he's saying like, no. He was like, we're done talking. And he was that was so adult and mature of him to be like, we're done here. Because it's true, because if he had gone off and gone all crazy, that's true. That wouldn't be like the most, you know, mature or civil way to address that. You know, the way he did it was so, we're done talking here. Get out of my face, almost, you know?
Right.
I loved it.
And in a way where it's, like, not rude.
Exactly.
Like, he didn't say, get out of my face. He said, I'm smarter than you. We're done here. And you're right. If I was older, if I was, whatever he said, I would
kick your ass.
I would beat you up. You hurt my mom.
Exactly. You
Like,
hurt my mother. The way he said it, too, is so strong. There's so much weight from a child. Like,
and the perfect line of a child and a genius. Like,
exactly. Because they kind of like leveled the playing field, saying, I get you're an adult, but psychologically, brain-wise, you know, IQ-wise, I'm here. Let me talk down to you for a second. And what's great also is that with Ralph, he has an effect on Walter that even Cabe can't have. Nobody can have. That nobody can have. And also with Ralph, he's the one that, like, because Paige obviously deals with it, you know, she's going to take it, she's going to put up with whatever, and that's happening to her. But Ralph has to sit here and watch his mom go through this every day, watch his mom, like, take this and not really be able to do much about it. Like, how crushing is that for him to have to watch that?
And, you know, I'm wondering, because this wasn't something we see, I'm just wondering, does Paige know that Ralph knows how much she hurt over that? Because, you know, I feel like Paige, based on what we see what we've seen in the last 3 seasons of her as a mother, that she wouldn't go and tell Ralph, I'm hurt.
Totally.
Walter hurt me, this and that.
Right.
So it's like, how much does Paige know?
And how much is she showing?
And how much is she showing? Does she realize that even though she doesn't say anything, that Ralph picks up on it?
Right.
I wonder how much she knows as just being, you know, his mom. But man, good job to the writing. Because, like, that's not just the actor. Those lines, like,
written so
gold. Perfect.
And this
for
whole episode, too. I was kind of thinking, like, dude, this episode is such gold for an actor, you know? To receive this kind of script and see that you're going to be able to play with that is so exciting.
So good.
And, man.
So good. I'm getting chills.
I know,
just talking about it. It was so freaking good. And throughout this, you know, like, little things that are gonna come into play like they always do. We have the tie clip that Walter gives to Happy and says, it's not just any tie clip. This is from when I met you.
So cute.
7 years ago. When I met the best engineer ever. You know, like,
hearing that, because I love, like, origin stories, and I would love to, and I've said this before, I wish we could kind of have one of those seasons, or, you know, those shows
like a
where
flashback?
Or, you know, those shows where they, like, sort of concentrate on one character's, like, origin story, or they're, like, you know, they did it in Lost, and I didn't watch Lost, but, like, where they just concentrate on one character and where they came from. So I would love to see all of them and how they ended up with Walter.
And I feel like that's something they could still do.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's not, it would be perfect.
And since they've told this clip story now, for them to reenact and show us and be like, oh, we remember that.
Yeah,
like, we're with you.
You're with you. We know exactly what it was.
That would be so good.
So good. You know, we get Toby trying to write these vows, which I love because it's Toby. He has 20 pages.
Yeah.
Front and back. Front and back. That's
Exactly.
a Friends reference.
That's our first one for the
That's
day.
our first one for the day when Rachel writes the letter to Ross. 18 pages, front and back. Okay. He writes tons of pages of vows. Everything. And then we get to the mission, which we'll put a pin on the mission. And if we have time, we'll talk about the fire happening in Wyoming, which they have to go to. Yes. They got to do all that, but it's their wedding day. They have to be at San Jose.
And
Costa Rica. By the way. Apparently. Costa Rica, guys. That's where we flew in.
That was great. Yeah,
to San
Jose. Been there. Yeah.
We've been there. I'm Costa Rican, in case you guys didn't know.
If you haven't been watching.
Susannah to Costa Rica.
Amazing.
And we
Pura
flew Pura Vida, Mae, Pinto, whatever you want to eat, we got it. That's where you fly in. That's the capital of Costa Rica. So Ray is not tripping. You know how usually they make up places? They didn't make up that place. Yeah. That's a real place. You're going to go to Costa Rica, you're probably going to land in San Jose. And that's what he was talking about. That was hilarious. That was so freaking funny. No, they came here in San Jose, California, even though Ray's like, that's not a real place. It's like
Utah.
What does he say? He says another one. He doesn't say Utah.
Friends?
No. Ray says something in this episode. He's like, it's not a real place.
Oh, it's like Tallahassee. Tallahassie's also a real place.
It's also a real place. So freaking good. But we'll go back to that. All right? And not to, in case we don't get back to it, give it up to the guest star, Lindsay Pulsifer. That is the name of the actress. She played Michelle Bannister. Awesome. I've seen her before. Loved her. She was great. We might get back to the mission, but let's get back to the actual reason why we have champagne, why we cried, why we're so excited, why we're screaming. All those things. Mission is over.
Side thing real quick.
Yes.
Did you notice Paige's shoes in the episode?
No.
Did you see them? Did anyone see Paige's shoes?
And why didn't I?
So,
because
I
I
was so
love
shoes. You did not. There's the time where she, I forgot, it's like kind of during the mission, and she plops down on the couch and she kicks her feet up on the tables. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Check her shoes out. Go back and watch it, and they're so cute. If you can give me a pair of those, Monse, thank you.
I'm on it. I don't even know what shoes you're talking about.
Cute.
I'm on it.
Anyways, I thought you would notice. I know. That's why I wrote it. I thought you would
see
notice.
my shoes right now. Like right now, I wish I could show you my shoes. You guys want to know what I spend my money on? French fries, tequila, and shoes.
Yeah, tequila.
That's where all my money goes. And today I'm an exception and got champagne. Okay, literally that's where all my money goes to, guys. So I can't believe I didn't see it. I'm upset at myself, but I will look back, and if I can get them to you, I got it.
Thank you.
Okay, bueno. We go back to the garage after this hectic mission where they can't get a connecting flight. They miss the flight, all that good stuff. But they make it back to the garage.
Yeah.
And we hear that the wedding went well, that there was a good DJ.
Yeah, I love that.
That
I
was
love that it still happened.
Good. That was awesome. Listen, if I ever plan a wedding and I can't make it for whatever reason,
y'all get down.
Whoever's party, eat, drink, please. I love that they said that. That it was like everyone had a great time.
It didn't go to waste, at least.
Right?
You know?
I loved it.
They can get the money back, so.
And then we get the very attractive Katharine Mcphee.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. This girl walks in.
Damn.
Listen, can you get me that dress?
I know. It was like half her dress and half her, you know?
Yes.
Like, her body is
How tall
She's
is
like
she?
thick in the exact right places, you know? Like she is gorgeous. Yeah, she seems kind of taller, you know?
Yes.
I could never look like that because I just can't grow taller. So there's that. But man, she looks so in that dress, the way that dress.
Somebody in a snap
sat on her.
in the live chat. I was gonna say Snapchat. In the live chat, if you know how tall she is, can you just let us know? Because she seems tall. How tall is Walter Elias Gable? If you know that, let us know as well. Because that dress really made her seem even taller than she normally is. But she looked fabulous.
Yes. Ivan Soda said Paige is a goddess, and I agree.
Yes.
I would pray to her.
Like, why? And in a goddess, in like a a normal god, like not a normal goddess, but like a goddess that is like among us, like you know what I mean, like
among us.
I don't know how to
I get what you're saying. She's like
saying?
down to earth. She's not like this
this thing that I can't attain. Yes,
yeah. She's very like down to earth, girl next door, sort of
but
gorgeous.
Goddess.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
I know.
Like
so
girl
good.
crush all the way, especially in this episode.
In that dress. Audrey Prolx said she's 5'7", I think.
That's it? She seems a little taller. I mean, no, that's tall.
Coming from us.
I'm 5 feet.
Tall, yeah.
Like, I'm looking up at her no matter what I'm wearing. But I thought she was a little taller. A little bit. Just, I thought, because Taylor Swift is like 5'9", 5'10". So I was expecting something like that. But 5'7", that's great. No, then she's not that tall. Even better. Then she's like even sexier.
We got 5'8" from Rachel Ann.
Yeah,
so
okay,
yeah,
all right,
there,
okay,
which
cool.
is great. God,
Perfect
I would
height.
kill to be anything more than what I am.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, are you sad that you're 5'3", 5'4"?
It's like a few inches. But okay,
Mira,
I get what you're saying.
mira, te lo
But that's what I'm
juro por
saying.
Dios.
That's what I'm saying. If we're making wishes.
If we're making wishes, then I'm gonna get more wishes. Okay, well listen, we're back at the garage. We see how awesome Paige looks. She just walks up in this dress. Everybody's so depressed, and she's like, "Oh, this wedding is happening. I am the ma'am of honor, whatever she's calling herself, and this is happening.
I take my job seriously.
I take my job. And I love where the wedding took place. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I thought
what did it remind you of?
Just every episode we've ever seen. Like, it's just so historic to the show.
Yeah. For me, it was, dude, I was like, this is Phoebe's wedding at Central Park. Tell me that wasn't that. Exactly. It's where they go to all the time. It's like their food place. It's in the parking lot. It's outside. It's the lights, the Christmas lights. Tell me. I can't believe you didn't think of that. I was like, oh, what's totally anything that?
I didn't. I really didn't. But you're right.
Reference of the night.
But you're right. Yeah. Very much like it's their home. That's what I loved about it, because it was like, and the fact that she said, "I don't want to get married at Kowalski's."
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't want. And and Paige sets this up. Somebody tweeted us, and I'm sorry that I don't remember, but somebody tweeted us of how like, oh, how could she have done this in 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever.
Oh, right.
And it's like, listen, you make us believe so many other things in the show. That for me, this was the easiest thing to believe.
Yeah, we can't nitpick this. Although I was kind of hoping, I wish that Allie was sort of involved in this, that she had reached out for a little help, and I thought Allie could kind of be someone that, you know what I mean?
Why
like,
not?
she works, like, I don't know if she is not working for that corrupt alderman anymore, right, so maybe she's got a little free time, but I know I was kind of hoping. I do like that they kept it as just like a team Scorpion wedding. That's the only thing that I was thinking, maybe that's why they left her out. But then Ray was there, so Allie, I was kind of hoping that Paige had called up Allie to help. That would have been cute. But
that would have been super cute. I would have liked that. But you're right, they kept it very intimate. And if we go back to Ray, like if you were gonna add anybody else to the Scorpion group, it would be Ray.
Yeah, Ray does feel more close to home.
Close. He lived with them.
He hasn't done anyone wrong.
He hasn't done anyone wrong.
I mean,
He's
not
never
like on purpose.
Exactly. But I loved all of that. I loved the setup, because to me it was like, one, I know it's hard to believe. Can Paige really have pulled this off in 3 hours? Right. But the lighting was like Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Believable.
So cute. Yeah.
The cake was a bar mitzvah cake.
Boy.
Believable. And she even said it. Try and do this in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
so they toned it down a little for us to believe it a little more.
Yeah. And I thought it was totally believable.
Cute.
Like,
even the little podium that Ray's talking at has the Kowalski's diner like tablecloth on it. I thought that was such a cute detail.
She didn't go overboard. It was literally like, this is what I could do.
And it was
in
good.
3 hours.
Amazing. So cute.
It was so good. You guys, I'm gonna cry. All right, so we get to Kowalski's parking lot. It's amazing. We got the cake, and I love that how this whole episode is from the beginning. Toby was like, I can't see my bride, so he gets bagged because they think it's over, and it's like, no, we're gonna bag you.
She's like, bag him,
bag him. Let's do it. And we get there. We're ready to go. Paige has a dress for Happy. She looks so good in it. So cute. Kept her boots.
Yeah.
Love it. And I love even more that Paige addressed it. Black boots.
Right.
Like, because that's totally what Paige would do.
Yeah.
Like, just address it. And she's like, well, I'm going to be me. Like, I love all of that. And
that dress on her was it was perfect for Happy.
For Happy.
It was classic,
Yes.
It wasn't like too over the top or too
no
showy.
Hollywood, not.
Yeah, it wasn't all like cleavagey. Like,
No.
it was so happy. It was
So
perfect.
classic.
And it looked really
good.
good with his tux too.
Right. And then this is where it's revealed that he's wearing a white tux because he lost too much weight.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it like to be a man?
Right?
'Cause a
okay, but
girl-
you fit in your prom tux. That's a goal.
Okay. And you, in one day, you were too skinny to get in your tux. A girl would never.
dare you.
Would never have that option. And everything that Happy needs for a wedding. Something old. Cabe's brooch. The little pin.
Not Cabe.
Not Cabe.
I love
Even
that they
though
made that
that
joke. I think they made that joke like
Like
every
twi-
episode.
yes,
Every
yes,
episode they
yes.
talk about how he's older than everyone.
And everything that we have discussed. Who would walk Happy down the aisle?
Yes.
That one question that has come up
We've talked
in this
about
conversation over and over. And I'm so glad it was Cabe, and I'm glad the way it was like brought up.
So cute.
Can I borrow you?
Yeah.
And Cabe's like, what do you want to borrow?
taking off.
That interaction between Cabe and Happy.
It was perfect. And I can't imagine anyone else walking her down the aisle. My only thought or my only thing was, because she's asking him then, so then what was plan A, you know? Had they gone to the regular wedding and everything happened, you know what I mean? Who was going to walk her down before she asked Cabe? That's the only thing I was thinking.
Maybe she was always going to ask Cabe.
Maybe.
But not until that moment.
Right. So maybe she was always going to,
Maybe not in the
ask him
borrowed sense.
but now she's thinking,
But
I don't have anything
I
that's
don't have-
borrowed, so I can ask you that
so
way.
I can ask you that way. But I bet you she was always going to ask him.
Yeah. But yeah.
Because
Because what we were waiting for with that wedding thing was like, oh, okay, well, we'll be able to see what happens with Happy's dad. Also see maybe if there's some of Toby's family that we can see. We know they're
Right.
cheap, but, you know, we don't really
Right.
know too much about his family.
Right.
So we didn't really get that, but
Right. I think it was always going to be him.
Yeah.
And this was just the way to,
bring it up.
in the moment,
Yeah.
bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it being anyone else.
No, not at all. But Cabe is something borrowed. He's going to walk her down. Something blue. Rose made by Ralph.
So cute. And I love that it was from Ralph.
I know.
He has his hand in it.
I can't. I can't. It's so. And her something new is the dress.
Yeah.
That she's gonna have to return because Paige said it's too expensive.
Right.
One time.
Which I guess that could have been borrowed.
That could have been borrowed too.
I'm gonna
You're
borrow
right.
this
You're
for
right.
my
You're
wedding.
right. Which is like in Friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, why don't you just take this?
Yeah.
We'll bring it back. Something borrowed and something new.
Yeah.
We're so efficient. I love you. Okay.
Yep.
That was Friends reference number
We could
3.
do that for every episode,
For every
you guys,
episode.
just
That was
so you
number
know.
3, yo. Just saying. And Ray performs the ceremony. So here we are in the ceremony, and I don't know about you, but I literally was just crying.
Yeah.
Just.
Again, another written so well that they made Toby speechless,
Yes.
and that they let Happy have the words, because it felt so much more, because it's so rare to get emotion
Right.
and stories and stuff like that of a Happy. It felt so much more, you know, because obviously we hear Toby talking about his love for Happy.
And we've been
like,
seeing these pages.
Also, by the way, and maybe this is why I love Eddie K. Thomas even more, the amount or how often he talks about how hot his wife is,
Yeah.
and like how he, you know, how he's a nerd and he landed this hot wife and how gorgeous. How often he does that is so like,
Right?
like I want that. Like everyone wants that. You know what I mean? It's so freaking cute.
I want
He's
somebody to
precious.
feel about me the way
Toby feels about Happy. And that's like how freely and openly he compliments her
Yeah.
all the time.
And it's so natural.
And to everyone, he says it like to
Yeah.
everyone, like you know, can you believe I got this hot chick? Love that. That has
No,
to be
none
part
of
of
us can
why
believe that,
that's probably
Toby.
why I love Eddie so much.
And you know what's funny? Because, like, even though I just said the whole thing about, like, American Pie and stuff, he is so different. He is so different.
Yeah.
Like, I truly believe him as Toby. He is such kudos to him as an actor.
Yeah.
Because when you're part of a big franchise like that, where you are the same character for 3 movies, if not
Right.
4,
Right, it's hard to get out of that.
it's hard to get out of that. And he is not that character in any way, shape, or form. Like, give it up to him, because man, you believe him. You believe that he loves Happy more than he's ever loved anything
So
in
genuine.
his life.
I was watching the season 2 finale on CBS again. It has the producer's cut or whatever, where they're like talking over the whole thing, and these guys are hilarious, you guys. If you ever have a sec to watch it, they're the funniest guys ever. But at one point they're talking about Eddie K. Thomas as an actor, and they say he does this amazing thing where he just comes to set, he does all his lines perfectly, he knows everything, and you know, they say a lot of their actors are really good, but he just knows all of his lines perfectly, and at the end he says, thanks guys, I love this job. And he's just so like grateful and such a genuine guy and such an amazing actor. If anyone has his number, I get
and yeah, like he's very off social media.
Yeah, no, I can't find him anywhere.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. But he is for you, Susannah.
Thank you. God, if anyone can just tell him I love him.
We have
anyways.
That might. Yeah. Is he on Bumble? Is he on Tinder?
Right. Yeah. Whatever he's on, I'll be there.
I'll be there. She'll be there.
So anyways,
but so good. Seriously, no, it's just, and we talk. I feel like it really just goes to show, because I feel like we kudos the actors in this all the time, and it switches. Like, we have always complimented the actors in this show. Yeah. And give it up to the actors, give it up to the writers, because the actors can't do it alone. Yeah. The writing needs to be in there.
There is not for a weak link in all this.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I love the writers. It's absolutely incredible what they've done. And like I said, it was totally worth the wait to have this episode come together the way it did. Like, man, I can't get over it. Okay. All right. So back. They're about to get married. Ray is officiating. I love that he calls Toby Tony Curtis. I kind of wish I was like, this would have been funny if he called Happy Joy or something like that. Right? But it's so funny. It's so funny because he did it. Because he calls everyone a different name. Yeah. But what we were talking about, it's not of Happy giving her vows after she had nothing. After she was like, I love him, whatever. And that was, like you said, it was so well written, because this was not. This whole episode, we're getting this, that Toby has 25 pages of vows. Like, just, he doesn't, even when he's standing there, he's like going through his pages, and he's like, I don't even know what to say. Yeah. That, so good. And her delivering that, like, it was like, listen, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to, because I feel this way. Yeah. And after she told Paige, like, I'm just going to wing it. So we're kind of expecting, like, a wing. This girl's going to, it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well. It's going to be real simple. She might just say, I love you. Right. She might tell him off. We don't know. We don't know what Happy. You know, she might insult him. Yeah. But no, she tells him, like, we fit. You're my home. Everything she says. Comparing it to engineering. And, an engine and everything. All of it was so good. And that, and that she didn't feel that until she met him, Cheers. It's so good. Cheers to everything in this episode. I just want to watch it over and over again. Yeah. I just love the writers. I tweeted them. Well, I tweeted them saying, like, oh, we'd love to have you so we can freaking, like, praise you over season 3. And congratulations that they got season 4. Yeah. They both liked it, but that's all I got. I don't really know where to go from there. Listen, you liked it? You can try Come on in. Come join us. We would love for them to join us. We would love to have you. One of them also wrote a play that Richard and I did a scene from years before Scorpion was even a thing. Richard is Susannah's friend. It's okay if you don't know. He's my will to Grace. Yes. But yeah, in the scene, actually, I watched it recently. It's on YouTube, so I'm gonna try to tweet that to the guy, to Paul, and be like, Paul, this is my proof that I've been your fan since way before Scorpion. Since 2009 is when this started. So, yes. So you guys that tweet, maybe tweet them. Yeah, like, if you guys can join us, can send them a barrage of tweets to join us. That would really help our cause. How amazing would it have to have a writer Everyone in the live chat right now. How's the live chat doing? Checking on the live chat. So much happening right now. We're checking in on the live chat right now as we speak. Tell me more. What are people saying? We got our regulars. Kristen Schweibert's talking about Happy's vows, saying it felt from her heart. Michelle A, which I think is Shelly, who said that she was going to join us for the first time. I think she was our new listener. Yes, I saw that. Yes, thank you. She said, what is it? She bald. Bald. Yeah, so we'll see. We definitely definitely better get a true love scene between Wage. Ivan Soto was asking for that. Yes. That's my only thing, which we haven't totally gotten there yet. Let's get there. Yeah. Okay, so they're married. Everybody's having a good time dancing in the parking lot. Yay. I love, by the way, that Ray's like, thanks to the power of the public library, husband and wife, whatever. Okay, so everybody's dancing. We got Ray dancing by himself in the background, doing turns. Like, who knows what he's doing? By the way, I saw, because I follow one of the, I think he's like a cameraman or a producer or something on the show, and I follow him on Instagram, and he puts up little videos and like behind the scenes things that are so cute. But there was a video of them doing like the dancing scene and like their silly dancing, and I read somewhere that Katharine Mcphee was kind of like, yeah, there's a lot of silly dancing, which I'm kind of regretting now that I'm watching it.
She was like,
there was a little moment where you see Paige like kind of like doing like a little thing.
Yeah, and I retweeted that post on Instagram. So if you guys check my Twitter, you can see that video, and it's so cute. They're all getting down. They're dancing with each other.
Katharine Mcphee, if you're listening, you don't have to worry because Ray was a hot mess. So after we saw you, we saw Ray. You've forgotten about your silly moves. Like,
it was great.
But it was perfect because I know what she's talking about. They had some silly moves, but it worked. It was perfect for that moment. It was perfect.
Totally.
So they're married. Ralph and Walter have a moment again at the wedding where an apology. But it's funny because Walter is not really like directly addressing it. And again, Ralph has to kind of be the adult. And it's like, this is what you want to talk about? Literally? Like, you want to do this right now?
Yeah. Let's do it right.
Let's do it right. Let's do what do you think we should
Step
be doing?
into my office, sweetheart.
Right? And he apologizes, and still, like, he apologizes to Ralph, and Ralph is like, I am not the person you should be saying this to. And he's like, I'm working on it. And you know what I love? That immediately the next shot, him walking over there.
Exactly, because as soon as he said, I'm working on it, I was like, these guys are going to hold this out until the finale. I totally thought that. And then as soon as the scene changed and it went right into that, I was like, is this happening? Is this happening? I'm sure everyone felt the same way, where they're just jaw dropped. I think everyone was just
like,
having a hard time believing that this happened.
This is happening. So he walks over, and he's like, you want to dance? And we're just like, yeah, let's dance.
Which we've seen them dance before.
Right.
So
in that episode where he's hallucinating. And I loved how he said that. I'm not hallucinating.
I know, yeah.
I'm not on this. I'm not on that. I'm not on anything. So good. So good.
And they danced before, too, when they were doing the whole best man thing.
Yes. Oh, right. So recently, when they were testing the songs out. Yes. And so they're dancing, and literally, for the first time, Walter lets it out.
Man, does he lay it out. There's no beating around the bush. There's no, like, subliminal messaging. He just says it straightforward.
I couldn't believe how much he laid it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, and so, like, blatantly.
I was like, what?
She didn't have to, like, try to get it out of him. He said, I'm just stating fact. And the way he said it, too, was so Walter. He didn't say it all lovey-dovey.
No.
Didn't try to hold her hand. He's like, this is the best I can do. It's coming out, and here it is, and that's how I feel. That's that.
I'm crying.
Okay. I know.
Okay,
so good.
So good. And he says, like, like you said, the Walter way. Where he even says, I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how this is supposed to work. How to handle it.
And I realized it's not something to handle. I love that. That is such good writing right there. Oh my God, that is such poetry.
And give it up to Elias Gable for the way he delivered. Because, man, you know what I wonder?
Yeah.
Do you think they practice this, or do you think, because they have a relationship,
right?
But their relationship is obviously not this genius and this normal person who had this awkwardness. I wonder if they practiced this, or if it was literally like, we're gonna do this in the moment.
Yeah.
Because it seemed so in the moment, and not just because of Elias Gable, but because of Katharine Mcphee's face
and her reaction.
Did you see her face?
She always gives great reactions, though.
Give that woman an Emmy.
I know.
What is everyone doing? Give that woman an Emmy. Okay?
So good.
Her reaction, it was like she was holding tears back. As Walter says, I have been in love with you shortly after I met you.
Yep.
Her
and you just
face,
see all this stuff happening in her head.
like she's processing it,
Yeah.
and she's like holding back tears. Like, it's freaking
so good.
Give that
Brilliant.
woman an Emmy, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. He says an irrefutable fact. That's what you were talking about.
Yes.
That it's a fact, whatever. And then she says, Walter, I'm in love with you too. And then he's like, I don't know what to do with that. That answer, I don't know what to do with that information, is the perfect response to Walter.
Obviously.
So Walter. And then we cut to something else. So it's great. And then we get to the bride and groom. And they're dancing and, call each other Mr. Curtis or Mr. Quinn, Mrs. Curtis. That's what they call each other. And they're gonna go have some sexy time. Hey, understandable. You just got married. Go have some sexy time. I understand. But who is in the way of having sexy time? Wage. Which is
Wage.
so good.
So great.
So good. That whole shot of them catching them Then Sylvester walks in, then Cabe walks in, then Ray walks in.
And I'm just thinking, where's Ralph?
Where's Ralph?
Where's Ralph? Get him away. Get him away.
Right? I can't wait for them to tell Ralph. I
think that's something that they're going to drag out.
Yes.
That's one of my predictions, yeah.
I love it. I love it. I actually, I'm super excited about that.
I think it's going to be a thing like them trying to keep it from him, and, you know.
Love it.
So
and
excited.
I love the reaction to the crew, like to Cabe. Finally.
I know, yeah. Someone just wrote that. They were like, really? It's about time.
It's about time.
Yeah.
I loved that reaction. I love the reaction of Toby and Happy of not getting upset that they were in their way of having their alone time. Where it was like, all right, well, you guys go ahead. It's been 3 years since the world has been waiting for this. So you guys have a great time.
And I'm glad that they attacked it this way, because what I was kind of expecting overall in general when I was imagining this happening eventually, you know, you imagine this like romantic kiss, epic, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Epic,
like a slow
kiss where they finally, their lips touch for real for the first time, you know? I kind of was expecting that. We didn't get that, but I wasn't disappointed because I feel like we've seen that before.
Yes.
You know, we've seen them physically kiss, and it's been slow and it's been kind of meaningful, you know? So for them to attack each other like this was like a comedic, but also like relieving way.
Relieving way for even the audience.
Exactly.
Like, yes.
Yeah, we all got laid.
Yes. It's exactly what you should be doing.
So good.
It was so good. And then the fact that they left them and they went back to it. Like, back to...
I'm going to close this
I would close the door. We're going to go back to what we were doing.
But real quick before that, Ray's reaction.
You love that, yes.
When first he tells him, he's like, oh, you know, Paige, you can have your job back. And then he throws his apple and misses it. Did anyone think that was brilliant? Anyone else?
Loved it.
I loved it.
Ask him next week.
I want to know. That's what I want to. You remind me to ask him.
Yes.
Because I'll forget.
You will.
But yes, I want to know if he decided to do that, or if that was director, was it written? I want to know. Where did that come from?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I am curious to know how much of Ray's lines are improv.
Yeah, exactly.
Because his lines are so ridiculous.
His juggling in the episode.
Right. His lines are so ridiculous, and I feel like the others don't have as much improv because it's so the jargon and the stuff. Like, you gotta say specific stuff if you're gonna go into these missions. So it's, you know, it's too much.
So good.
And then that's it. Then they get a quick.
That's it.
That's the fun stuff. They get a quick call about a mission,
and this was great. We've never had this before.
Never. They head to Tahiti when they think they're going to head to a quick honeymoon and do a mission and all this good stuff.
Yeah.
It is revealed that Happy has more secrets. The beginning. The beginning of what, though?
Yeah.
Problems?
We'll see.
Yes. We're almost there. That is our engineer. Everybody say hi to Steve. He's our engineer. He's drinking champagne with us. And he's just as excited. Wrapping up. Don't worry. But...
yeah.
That's the beginning.
She busts out her man wallet. Why does she have a man wallet, first of all?
Because it was Happy.
And it had,
Happy.
It has her license in it, so we'll see.
But it really is it's a foreshadowing that Happy has secrets.
We already have problems.
We already.
Already in trouble in
But
paradise.
they're married, so you're going to have to deal with it.
For better or worse.
For better or worse. And that is the beginning of the 2-part season finale for Scorpions. We have 2 more episodes, everybody. And remember, next week, who are we going to have right here? Ari Stidham and Kevin Weisman. They're going to be right here next week. Remember to tweet Susannah and I any questions you might have.
And join us in the live chat.
Join us in the live chat. Because if we're on there and you have a question, then you could just tell us at the moment.
Live.
We don't have a lot of predictions. I don't think that's really what we care about right now.
Yeah, we got so much good stuff.
We got so much good stuff. If you have predictions, feel free to tweet us. But again, guys, thank you so much for tweeting us, being here with us right now, all of you who are not here but are listening later. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did, because it was epic for me, epic for Susannah.
Top 3.
I'll talk about this. We can talk about this every day. Let's do it. But if you want to talk to Susannah, you can find her on social media.
Yes, at Susannah_Kim, SUSANNAH_KIM.
And she's also covering Speechless as long as it's still going.
One more week.
She might be still covering Walking Dead, even though it's a little
whenever
hectic.
that comes back, yeah.
There's drama there too. Hey guys, no writer's strike, so we're still gonna have some awesome TV shows and movies.
God.
And yes, I am Monse Bolanos. Always so excited to be here with you. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos. Thank you so much for being with us this week. Don't forget to tune in next week for first part of the series.
Finale.
No, not series. Season finale.
Yeah,
we got a series 4.
We got a season 4.
We got a season 4. So it's not the series finale, season finale.
Yes.
Part 1 of 2.
Yes.
And next week, remember, we're gonna have guests
Yeah.
here.
And don't forget to tweet those writers for us.
Tweet the writers.
Try to get more guests.
Tweet us. Tweet them. Drink champagne. Pet your dogs and cats. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.